everyone, welcome back to Genius and Sifu Techs. I do see a lot of comments on the Synology page as well as other pages, how to export and how it's giving you the current date and not giving you the original date of your photos or videos that you're trying to export, then you're trying to put them into your Synology photos or somewhere else, and it's screwing up everything. So there is a certain way, and I created a video before and I just do not recall where I put it, so I'm just gonna have to do it again. Now I'll be able to do it better because I tried it with my Mac Pro, the 2013, and it was so sluggish. It kept crashing because I just have over 150,000 photos mixed with videos in iCloud. I did it, and it's been good for probably like 4 months, maybe 5 months. It's been working flawless, and it kept all the original dates and so forth. All right, so let's go ahead and try to get this started. So let's go and open up photos. Okay, so here we have a bunch of photos. Let's just grab these random ones. Some of these are from the cloud, from the internet, and some are me from my actual phone. So they're gonna have different dates. So what I do is, or what I learned not to do, is that I would have a folder, for an example. Here, you highlight the photos, you drag, and you drop it into the folder. Give it a second, it copies it over, open it up, and now you have today's date. You're like, what the hell? That's stupid. Now, my dates were all screwed up. All right, so don't worry about that. So we're gonna delete that. So what we do is, with an Apple, I'm not sure how it's done on a Windows. If Windows has Microsoft Photos or something else, and probably work the same process. So when you highlight the photos, you want to go ahead and select on File. You want to select on Export, and you want to do Unmodified Originals for Photos. So you want to hit that. Now here's the important caveat. So by default, it normally has use title, and it normally says none. So I don't do it that way because then again, it gives me the exact same date as of today, not using the original date. So I change this to file name, and then I change this to moment name. So what it's going to do, it's going to export these files into this folder. Now you notice the first folder that I created, when I drag and drop the photos, it gave me the 4 photos. Doing it this way exports it with the original date. So let's go ahead and hit export. We're going to hit, what is it, desktop, somewhere around here. We're going to hit this. We're going to hit export. Give it a moment. All right, so now we open this. Now we look at this. Now you have dates. You're like, wait, wait a second. That doesn't make sense. So it doesn't have today's date. It has a date from what? Almost 5 days ago. Today's May 6th of 2024. And that's how you keep your existing date. Okay, so don't think you're done yet. So you're going to need to do this for all your photos and videos. And you can't do them all 100,000 of them at a time. You're going to have to do whatever your computer can handle. So if your computer is, I don't know, something not super powerful, then you're going to have to do it one by one, or either 30 at a time or 100 at a time. Yes, that's a nuisance, but that's really the only way to do it. Or else it's going to crash, and then when it crashes, you're kind of like, oh my gosh, what photos copied over, what photos didn't, and now you're kind of SOL because you put too much, and then you realize, oh, I think it got this file, but it didn't get this file. And there's no way to know, because when you do a file export unmodified again and put it to the actual folder, it actually just creates duplicates of the picture and the folders. So it doesn't really help you. I have a solution for that. I already have a video for that one out there. All right, so you see I exported with the dates. Now let me go and open a browser here. It's over. So I'm going to connect to my Synology. Now how I did it to my Synology is I put it not under my shared name. I put it under the normal name where everyone sees it. Because if you put it as under yourself, the problem is only you can see it and no one else can see it. yes, you can say, okay, share permissions or whatever so you can see it. But then you have to go back and forth and do that over and over and over, and it's just a pain in the butt. All right, now I'm going to enter my authenticator. Try to make this video as quick as I can. But I've done this again for over 150 files, and it's worked, and it's still working. So, oops, not quick connect. Synology. All right, so I'm in my Synology. So let me. Okay, so here's my Synology. Here's my Synology photo. You can see I have photos from 1983, 1990, and it's keeping all its original dates. And this is how I'm able to do it, where I have it specifically export file name, moment name. Now, if you wonder, do you have moment names set up? Do you have like group photos for this event, that event, and so forth? I didn't have to do that. It just does it right away. So it exports it. So that's great. So now I have it all in here and it's all working. So I have it under shared space. You can put it under personal space, but now I can see it, but now your sister, brother, mother, or whoever else can't see it unless you authorize a shared to that link, and then they'll get a copy of it. Well, not copy, it's like a shortcut to it. But yeah. Um, so now the other thing is, now what if you were doing this from Dropbox? So let's see. Da, 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 da. Here's my Dropbox. Here are my photos. Here is all 2024. I can do it by months, days. I normally do it by months. Yes, it is annoying and so forth. You can't do the full year. You could, but depending how much RAM memory you have on your Mac, and a lot of people argue, oh, you can do it with eight gigs of RAM. No, you can do it with 128 gigs of RAM. Uh, yeah, it's going to kill your system resources, and then it's going to crash, and you're like, oh my God, what the hell happened? So this is May of 2024. I would just select it and then I will hit download. There's no special way to do this. Once you download it and you unzip the file, it'll show the original dates. So, but now you may kind of wonder, well, let's see, it showed the original dates, but let me open this folder again. This is the original date. Now you can hit this. It still says 448 today, which was a few minutes ago. You can right click, select on get info or properties for Windows, and then you can see this is the original date, April 28, 2024. The date was modified, it was May 6th. Now, if you went into this file, specifically, you open it up and then you modified something out of it, then it's going to change the date. So that's something you don't want to do. Now, if that's something you want to do, and you want to keep the original date, well, then it would pretty much you making a duplicate of that same file, and then put another folder that says, original or not original, unmodified date or something else, so you can keep track of it. All right. So what if you were in? Let's see. What if you were in Google Photos? Same concept. So you go to Photos. Photos. As you can see, I have no photos in my Gmail.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and open up Google Photos. These are my Synology, my Dropbox. So it's really not under this one. It'll be under this one. So there we go, photos. And you see I have photos in here. So to do the photos in Google Photos, there's two ways of doing it. One, you can just select a specific photo or photos for that month or so, and then download, and it'll download to your computer. But what I find is that it keeps the new date and not the original date. So there's a thing called Google Takeout. It is free 100%. You just got to log in and so forth. There's a process, and when you select on what you want to export or recover, in this sense it's saying recover, But I mean, once you select on the Google Takeout, there's plenty of videos out there for Google Takeout. It gives you like, we'll just say 50 options. And the one you really want is the one that says photos. And does it say complete, or do you want to like export all and then not keep any on Google Photos? It's really up to you. But yes. So there's that. If you're transferring the photos to Synology, which you are, that's why I'm making this video, the best way to do it is that you put it in the shared space. Now, in Synology photos, there is not an option to import unmodified or import this, import that. You could technically, but it goes to your personal space. It does not go to your shared space so everybody can see it. Yes, if everyone is an admin, everybody will still be able to see it, other people's stuff. But if people are selective and not admin, then they're gonna keep asking you, "Oh, can you send me these pictures? Can you send me?" And it just becomes an annoyance, baby. And oh, okay, here I'll send you this. Oh, you want these 5,000? Okay. Oh no, I want these specific 5,000. Then you'd be like, you know what? Just take the whole control. That's it. Anyways, so this is what I've done. Is how I'm gonna do this. You can do it either through the web, just a drag and drop to the shared space directory, or you drag and drop it into a network folder. So let me get a network folder here. Okay, so here is the photo. It is listed. A photo app creates a directory just called photo. And that photo is technically your shared photo space. And that is where anybody can see it. So like if someone has limited access, they can just log in and then they'll look at shared space and then they'll see all the photos that you have. Now they can put it again under their account, which is personal space, but nobody can see hers and no one can see him's and so forth. I just leave it here because it's just me and my daughter. So, yeah, so these are all my photos. Now just so you understand, to make photos work properly, once you have your photos all copied over, you see how I have all these thumbnails? So to get these thumbnails, like this folder doesn't have thumbnails. What you're going to have to do is you need to click on this folder. Now you see the folder inside folders have thumbnails. Sometimes you're going to have to also go into the specific day or photo moment. You have to click on it just so these can cache in. When they cache in, then the more outer photos, so that means if I scroll down here, there's probably some that are blank. No, actually they're all good. So when you go out to all photos, yeah, it's still not there. Sometimes you just need to let it build. Some people, what they do is that, oh, I got my photos, my years and so forth. I'll just leave this alone and then I'll come back in a couple days or a month and then I'll have all my photos. Nope, doesn't work that way. You have to physically go to the specific year, the specific month or specific day, however you have it set up, and then they can cache all this. And then when you go back to the 2002 or the all photos, you'll be able to see the thumbnails of whatever's in that specific folder. So these are all my photos that I have. I told you I have 150,000 photos. This is 74,932. Where is the other 75,000 photos and videos? And the reason why you don't see them is because I use another program after I export them all into my Synology. And then I use a program called GoodSync, which I have a link, a video to it, and how it mimics to make sure everything is on the cloud, is matching to what's on Synology or vice versa, or your local machine to the cloud. And I find that it's easier and faster. Just make space available on your computer. Maybe go an external, but I mean your internal hard drive will be faster to do by exporting the files from iCloud, from Dropbox, from wherever the other cloud services are, and you save it locally on the computer. Once you save it locally on the computer, to transfer it from the computer to Synology, it's very simple and easy. But if you did it from those cloud services to the Synology, then it can crash there, and you're like, I don't know what I have is valid or not valid, and now you're kind of SOL because you got to look for it all over again. I did have something here. Let's see. These are all my folders. Yeah, they might be very confusing, but this is best I can understand. So when you install Photos, it installs this photo by default. So this is technically your shared space. Not your personal space, your shared space. So everybody sees the photos. Up here under Homes, it shows listed as all the individual users and their accounts with the individual folders under their personal space. So again, to me, I just find it easier just doing it under Photos and then going from there. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them down below. It is, you know, a lot of people are giving you advice, and you know, just please be patient, and somebody will give you a clue, and whatever the case is. I just thought I'd make a video because I just see this question prompted many times within a day. It could be like 4 or 5 times in a day. People are asking about photos and their original dates and their new dates and all this other stuff. All right, well, thanks. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to comment, like, subscribe, and all that stuff, and put a comment to see what other videos you want me to make. Have a great day.